Good morning. This is Pastor Ernie Lewis of the Blue Point Free Will Baptist Church in Sisney, Illinois, with your thoughts for Tuesday. Today I want to remind you of the challenge that Joshua brought to his people when they entered into the new promised land. In Joshua 24 and verse 15, he says, "And if it seems evil to you to serve the Lord, choose for yourselves this day whom you'll serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the river, or the gods of the Amorites in whose land you dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord." You know, the people had reached a pivotal point in their lives here. They had entered into a new land. They were beginning whole new lives. And you know, we reach pivotal points in our lives often, it seems like, whether it be moving into a new home or taking on a new job, maybe a new relationship in life, or maybe a new child in the family. The list goes on and on of new things that cause us to realize we have some choices that we make. We constantly choose how we will face that new frontier. Joshua says, and if you won't serve the Lord in your lives, then make another choice. One choice, by the way, is the traditional choice. I'm going to follow what seems popular. I'm just going to keep living my life the way I always have. That generally means we either leave God out entirely or we practice being a nominal Christian. You see, the idea of being a nominal Christian is we're a Christian in name only. Or maybe we're following some sort of tradition that is a part of our family history. And we may attend church sometimes, but God doesn't really take first place in our lives. And we're not seeking after Him in our hearts. As a matter of fact, many people would say that they're a Christian, but perhaps they really aren't. Or maybe they prayed a little prayer, many, many years ago. Or maybe they checked a box on some card. Or maybe they walked an aisle. But they're not seeking after God anymore. That's history in their life. The second option, by the way, He gave them is to follow the gods of the Amorites in whose land you dwell, which means I'm going to try to fit into my neighborhood. I'm just going to live my life like everyone else does. You see, the God of the Amorites mentioned here wasn't really a God at all. He was just an idol. He was actually just a religious way of life that they followed. And too many people today choose that as their God. But Joshua said, as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. That means they made a conscious choice to make God first place in their life. We will serve the Lord, which means they're going to be obedient to His word. And by the way, you have to learn God's word if you're going to be obedient to it. So that means that we read it and we ask Him what He means for us. By the way, it also means that we will direct our schedule according to God's direction. We will spend our finances according to our convictions. We will even spend our spare time in the way that God directs. We will be faithful to church in the way that He said, we will serve the Lord. By the way, He also said, as for me and my house, which means that Joshua had made a firm decision and he was going to train up his children to do the same. You know, this New Age philosophy of letting children make all their own choices is the worst idea in the world. It's not biblical, and it has ruined the lives of many young people because they never had any training. They never had any upbringing. They were never given solid principles and guidelines to live by. Proverbs 22 and verse 6 says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. So let's make the choice today to make God our God. Number one, first place in our lives. And let's teach our family to do the same.